Being started.
I just take questions tonight. Anybody have any questions?
Paul, do you have an update on what happened to Jaden in the second inning and what that injury might be?
Something to his elbow. And when I got to the mound, he just said he felt something in his elbow and he wanted to try and throw a ball. And when he released it, he felt a little bit of pain again. So we didn't want to chance it from there. We're gonna get it examined on Monday. The orthopedic doctor actually came out to the field tonight and looked at it, and they're gonna, do some more exploratory tests on Monday, and then we'll know more this week at the beginning of the week. Obviously, we're gonna keep our optimism up and hope for the best. It was just on that one last pitch, he threw a changeup and just felt something in his elbow. And it's just heartbreaking to see something like that. It's hard to put into words what you feel. That was the worst thing of the evening, just heartbreaking.
Paul, is there really, you can't even look ahead at this point. It probably just so stunned that happened that the rest of the night just kind of went by as a blur, I guess.
Ron, I was really numb after that. I know we still had a ball game to play, but it wasn't just any kid. It's a kid with a lot at stake this year, obviously, and happens. In the second inning, he pitched in the first inning. He pitched out of a jam, made some big pitches. You feeling pretty good. Obviously, we had their kid on the ropes in the first inning, bases loaded, 1 out, and forced him to throw 30 pitches. He rose up, made some big pitches, got out of the jam, but we're feeling pretty good about Jaden, the way he threw in the first inning. And we go out there in the second inning and, we made one defensive mistake there and put him in a little bit of a jam. And then all of a sudden I could tell when he threw that second pitch to that batter, he kind of stretched his forearm. And I thought, oh no. He didn't call us out or anything. I could just tell, I've been around long enough. I can tell when a pitcher does something like that. So I immediately went to the home plate umpire and said, can I go check on him, without using an official visit? He said, do you think he's hurt? And I said, that's why I want to go ask him. I see some signs that he's got some discomfort out there. So the trainer, Corey Couture, and I went out to the mound. And I said, Jaden, are you okay? He said, I felt something in my elbow. So, we asked him, are you in pain? He said, no, I'm not in any pain at all. I just felt something weird in my elbow. And we stood and talked to him for a little while, and there was no pain. Normally, if you tear something or something pops, immediately you start to have pain, but he didn't have any pain. So we said, do you want to throw a ball? Do you want to try and see? So he threw it, and he just said, just doesn't feel right. So we took him out of the game. But, when something like that happens, it's so heartbreaking. You go in this business to help kids, and you see something like that happen, it just rips your heart out. And it's just very hard to, you imagine a football coach, when some guy, is laying there and they're working on his neck or whatever. It's just very hard to keep your focus on the outcome of a game when you just feel so bad for a youngster. And that's how I felt the rest of the night. And obviously they took advantage of, we brought in a new pitcher, and before you know it, it's 5-0. I thought Blake Money came in and did a really, really nice job for us and, kept us in the game. But, we just, after we let Leiter off the hook there in the first inning, he kind of settled in, and, he's fabulous. I mean, what can I say? The kid should be pitching in the major leagues right now instead of in Alec Box Stadium. Yeah, he's tremendous. Couldn't do much with him. Got a couple of hits, scored a run or two, I guess, but 5-run deficit against him is a big deficit to have to overcome.
Paul, it's obviously, early now, y'all haven't gotten the examinations and everything, but if Jaden did have to miss an extended period of time, would Will Helmers probably be who has to go to the rotation, or is it just too early to really think about it?
Yeah, I haven't even thought about it, Wilson, to be honest with you. I'm sorry. I just haven't really put any thought into it at this point. Actually, let me recant that a little bit. I did let Blake Money go a little bit longer than I normally would have, thinking that might even be a possibility. But, that beyond that, I hadn't thought about it much. Anybody else? Okay, thanks.
We'll have Blake Money and Cade Doty. All right, y'all can start with questions for Blake.
Hey, Blake Wilson from The Advocate. What went through your mind when Jaden had to walk off the field there?
Well, first went through my mind was obviously his health, just hoping and praying that he's okay and that, it's not something major or anything major and he's able to bounce back from it. And obviously, in a short period of time, because it's not something you want to see, your teammate walking off the field with an athletic trainer, especially a situation like that. So we're just praying for him and we'll continue to pray for him and just hope that it's nothing major and he gets back out there, quick.
Like you said, though, obviously it's a kind of a scary situation, especially when it's involved with, a pitcher's arm. How does that kind of affect the psyche of a team when it's early in the game like that and all of a sudden you lose your starter?
I mean, it's tough to overcome for any team. That's the thing about baseball is it's unpredictable. You never know when something's going to happen. A lot of times in practice we talk about guys, maybe it's like a freak accident. Maybe they take a ball off the foot and they leave the game because they're limping a little bit, or we try to prepare as much for those moments as possible. But like you said, I mean, obviously nobody thought that in the second inning right there that our starter would be leaving the game. So obviously from a player standpoint, a team standpoint, it's not something that you want to see. And the big thing is trying to make sure that we stay positive and continue positive vibes throughout the dugout, and just try and build on each other and make the most of the situation.
Yeah, Blake, Coach Mainieri talked about he kind of maybe left you out there a little bit longer to kind of take a look at you because obviously he might want to consider you moving into the starting rotation if Jaden is hurt. How would you feel about that at this point?
May you please repeat that again? I kind of couldn't hear you a little bit.
Yeah, I said Coach Mainieri talked that he left you out there tonight a little bit longer to take a look at you to see, that you might be a guy to move into the starting rotation in case Jaden is gone for a while. I mean, how would you feel about that? I mean, do you think you're ready for that?
I'm here for whatever the team needs. If the team needs me to be, a starter, if a team needs me to be mid-relief, team needs me to close, whatever it may be, I'm just here to fill the hole and do the best that I can and give my team the opportunity to win,
Like we've seen you have some real success this year, some moments where you've struggled a little bit. Overall, it seemed like a pretty good outing for you tonight. What do you think was working when you were having success against those Vanderbilt hitters?
It was just really just believing in my guys, to be honest. Going out there, jogging onto the field, you get picked up a little bit on your way out there. People telling you, do your thing, things like that. So it was good to go out there knowing that I had everybody on my team, on encouraging me, being behind me, and picking me up there. And then being on the mound, that just gives you a different edge. It's like when you're throwing, you're doing it for your guys. You're making sure you keep this boat race, like not boat race, but you make sure you keep the boat, from going off sail, making sure that you keep you guys in the game and giving them the best opportunity to come back, and make the best effort that we can to put a win up on the board.
Any more questions for Blake?
No, man.
All right, I'll get started with questions for Cade.
Kate, obviously the loss is tough, but perhaps even more so just seeing Jaden walk off the field. What went through your mind when he had to lead the game there in the second inning?
Yeah, I mean, a lot was going through my mind. I really had no idea what was going on. Obviously, once going in the dugout after that, found out he, might be a little injured or whatever. But obviously, it's really heart-wrenching. Really just sucks to see your guys out there, just getting hurt. So, I mean, just really unfortunate situation.
Is it, especially with a pitcher and, their arms can be, so a pitcher's arm is such a thing. Is it tough to sort of focus on the game and knowing the implications of him leaving early could be?
I mean, not to sound rude or whatever, but it's like a next guy up mentality. Obviously, Blake Money came in, did a great job for us, kept us in the game. But I mean, in the back of my mind, obviously, I was thinking a little bit about Jaden and, just hoping the best, but we're not really sure.
Hey, Cade, obviously a second straight night where you guys just couldn't get much consistency going with the bats. I mean, just what was Leiter doing out there? I mean, have y'all faced a pitcher like that this year? I mean, just, what was he really working with and kind of giving you guys trouble with today?
I mean, he was able to locate his pitches really well. I think we helped him out a good bit with swinging pitches out of the zone, but he was a really good pitcher. I mean, we just didn't really execute to the best of our abilities. So,
I mean, we've talked about this, I guess, a little bit now, but just from an offensive standpoint, I guess kind of how do you guys not let, I guess, the morale go down at all? I mean, it's just been kind of, one, kind of poor performance after another in conference play. To just how do you keep from letting that affect you and affect your approach and all that stuff?
I mean, we're still just taking it one game at a time, one out at a time. So we're staying up, doing the best we can do, hoping to find some barrels. But I think, moving forward, it's going to start falling for us. So.
On that offensive end of things, is there anything that you think needs to be done differently going forward?
No, not really. I mean, we just gotta, execute, the plan. We got a great hitting coach who, instills the best opportunities for us to be successful. So I think if we just, just swing at good pitches and, stay in the zone, we'll end up being successful. So.
Any more questions for Cade? Thank y'all.